Hi, I'm Chart Gal Lori. I'm part of the Chart Guys community. I've been a trader and technical analyst for the last 8.5 years. Today, I'm going to bring you the market recap for Tuesday, July 23rd. We got Google and Tesla earnings coming out right now. Let's get right to it. Okay, tomorrow at 3 p.m. Eastern, I will be doing a webinar, Ask Me Anything. Any question you have about my trading journey, about futures, options, even better. Bring it tomorrow at 3 p.m. and I'll answer it the best I can. I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. The link will be in the bottom in the video description. So let's get to it. Economic calendar for tomorrow. We have building permits, S&P Global U.S. Manufacturing PMI, new home sales, and then crude oil inventories. Nothing really crazy. And as a reminder, give me a follow on Twitter or X at ChartGalLori. That would be helpful. Let's see what happened today. So we had Amazon bright and green for a change. That's a color it's been allergic to for a while. We have energy that was pretty red. Semis were red, and we had just a little bit of slight green in our technology names. Industrials were really big in green today, so we had a mixed bag, and that's evidenced in the actual price action. Let's go look at that price action. And let's make my face smaller. Let's do that. All right, so looking at ES, if we pull from the high we made last Tuesday to the low we made last Friday, we have still only bounced approximately 0.382 of that move. Let me straighten this up a little bit. Get back to the daily. So as you can see, we're getting hung up here on the 0.382 retrace 5610, which means this could still be a daily bear flag. I think the bulls did some great work today. We're in a 4-hour uptrend. We're over the 4-hour EMAs, lower wick, a bulls buying the dip. However, a daily lower high is the more likely scenario, and how shallow that retracement is will tell us a lot about what the appetite is for bulls to keep buying this dip. NASDAQ, let's do that same fib retrace on NASDAQ from the high of last Thursday to the low. Actually, that was the high of Thursday, July 11th to the low of Friday, July 19th. And we are well within range of being a daily bear flag. So bulls are not out of the woods yet on NASDAQ. This is a very, very shallow bounce. So now they haven't made enough room for a daily higher low. So tomorrow, do we keep bouncing from NASDAQ earnings? Let's go look at 1 minute right now. Tesla will come out in 4 minutes. I don't think Google is out yet. All right, let's get back to the larger term time frames. There's plenty of time to address earnings even tomorrow. So we held the daily 50 EMA on NASDAQ, but bulls want to see more of a bounce, and that'll be highly dependent on Google and Tesla earnings reaction. Looking at RTY, beautiful bounce. That's what you want to see as far as a shallow retrace and a bounce. Bulls have set themselves up for a potential higher high on the daily due to holding this 0.382 retrace, keeping it very, very shallow and super healthy. Bulls, they were just showing out today, up over 1%. Very bullish. Daily higher high is possible and on the table. Dow, we did a look above and fell. We did a daily inside bar bull break, but we were unable to maintain that. And what that tells me is we don't have a lot of conviction here that that daily higher low is set. That was not a big enough break to say, oh, okay, that daily higher low is set. Well, I'll be looking for it tomorrow, especially if industrials can keep up the way that they did today. We could possibly look for that daily higher low on the Dow. So we'll see if it's a laggard to the Russell. All right, looking at the VIX, this morning we were laying out the more likely scenario on a bounce. We were looking for a 4-hour lower high. That happened here at 1535. And so on the next bounce, we're looking for another 4-hour lower high. There's not a lot of fear in this market now with Trump being okay from the assassination attempt, and we have Harris now filling in for Biden or being moved up in Biden's spot. However you want to use, whatever verb you want to use, the market seems to be a little settled by that information. Bitcoin, a daily higher low is the more likely scenario. Let's see where we put that in. On the 4-hour, we're in a downtrend. So Bitcoin still has a lot of work to do, and boy, did it show in the crypto names. Look at Coin. Coin was the only one that held up better, was the one that held up better than others. It was down negative almost 3%, but it also got an upgrade this morning. So what would Coin have looked like had it not received that upgrade? Of course, we'll never know, but Mara, we're down 9.6%. Looks awful. So we're still looking for a daily higher low compared to 1878. We closed hourly oversold, so we're getting close to that. If we can get a gap down tomorrow, I'd be interested in a Mara long, potentially, depending on what Bitcoin's doing. Okay, look at RIOT. RIOT's down almost 5.3%. We broke the prior day low. Not as bad as Mara, not as good as Coin, kind of right in the middle. I guess that's the Goldilocks. Just right. So we have enough room for a daily higher low compared to 1086 on RIOT. And looks like we have earnings coming up next Wednesday. Mara, do we have earnings coming up? It says next Thursday. That's not always accurate. And Coin next Thursday. So something to keep in mind if you're playing options outside of this week's expiry. Okay, going back up, looking at Ethereum. So Ethereum, we're holding the daily 50 MA. On this bounce, we're looking for an hourly lower high. We had the Ethereum ETF start trading today, and that brought some volatility and volume. You can tell that volume stands out from prior hourly volume bars. It really stands out today, and that's just evidence of that ETF that started trading today. Looks like Tesla's out, and it may be down pretty big. Down 3% so far. And what about Google? Google may not be out yet. All right, looking at the dollar. I have this weekly chart impressed up on my brain. We are looking for a weekly lower high. We are trapped below the weekly 50 MA. On the daily, we were able to get over this resistance by 2 cents. That's not a bull break, and we're still struggling with a daily 200 MA. Let's see if bears can defend 104.535, and if that provides a chance for gold for that first step. I was outlining this morning. Probably looks better on the daily. It probably doesn't look better on any time frame. My drawing won't win any awards. First step is the daily higher low. That's sequence 1 and what we're looking for from gold. We need or would like for the dollar to sit down. They're not automatically directly inverse, but a lot of times it works out like that. So we are looking for step 1, daily higher low. Step 2, daily lower high due to the size of the retrace. Anticipating the right side of the chart and visualizing the right side of the chart, it's really important to elevating your trading game. Weekly higher low is the more likely scenario. On oil, let's look at the weekly. We have inventory tomorrow. We are right at the daily 50 MA. The 200 MA is at 75.92. 4 hour got oversold back here Monday, yesterday, and today. So now that's out the window, and I roll up to the 8 or 12 hour waiting for oversold to scout that potential weekly higher low. SMH was red today, but we are closing with a bit of a 4 hour inverse head and shoulders. Something to keep in mind. 258 would be the neckline we'd want to break in order to confirm that potential inverse head and shoulders. AMD languishing here, potential daily bear flag at the daily 200 MA. Earnings next Tuesday. This is not a good look. If you wanted to print a bear flag and put it in Investopedia, you'd put this picture in there. Classic bear flags, not confirmed yet, but it's not a good look. Nvidia had a big push. We filled this gap of 124.58. We filled the gap and then quickly retreated. Now, bulls have made enough room for a daily higher low compared to 116.56. Let's see if they do it. Apple's going sideways. They have earnings next week, and we also have FOMC next week. I do need to verify that, but I was hearing that on CNBC, and I think that's what I saw on the economic calendar. On the next bounce, an hourly lower high will be the more likely scenario compared to today's high. We're just really chopping sideways. Looks like the bulls are just trying to catch their breath, and that's okay. Amazon was able to clear the prior day high. Say what? So Amazon was pretty strong on the day. We were up 2%. I wouldn't say that it was a stellar performance that needs to be documented for all future generations, but for Amazon to hold the hourly 12 EMA going into close. That's been pretty good considering how bad it's been the last couple weeks with Bezos news of selling. Google, kind of a mixed reaction right now. Nothing crazy. We broke through the prior day low. And by prior day, I mean Monday. So no real reaction yet. No definitive reaction. That's probably a better word. Microsoft, this could be a daily, well, this is a dinky pivot. So if we don't count that as a pivot and 468.35 is our last daily higher high, this is a potential daily bear flag. Let's see if bulls have made enough room for a higher low compared to 432. They're green, but nothing to write home about. Tesla, looks like they are down 4.5%. Bulls are none too pleased with their earnings at this point. It's all about 436.83 we broke. Let's look at 433.09. Can we hold that on earnings? We are holding that right now. Let's see if we can hold that. That could be a long opportunity, but no one's listening to me live right now, so it doesn't matter. XLF, y'all are listening to it later. XLF was able to break the prior day high, thus locking in the daily higher low. So the daily higher low is now set at 42.75. MSOS closed green. With the Harris news, there has been another bullish tailwind for the bulls saying, hey, it may be our time. And then they just continue to float downward. No big accomplishments yet. ARM was big in green, huge day. A daily lower high is still the more likely scenario. So if ARM were to gap up tomorrow, that may be a daily lower high top fish opportunity. We'll look at it tomorrow morning on pregame. You can join me there. Crowd, we got our bounce today. This was a trade that I traded on the live stream. We bought this dip here. Let's see. I posted three of my, I still have one tranche left that should keep me green. My last tranche that I exited was 710 to 1110, and that was a live stream trade. What is that? About 60% trade. Not bad. That'll pay the bills. CMG earnings are tomorrow afternoon. We broke this daily bear flag bearish, but we did touch down at the 200 MA. Let's see if these bulls can find themselves a monthly higher low with earnings. And then finally, when is my quarterly swing pick at this point as far as a quarterly EQ tightening up? We held 81.01 today, so let's see if we can hold $81 and possibly get a swing for 6 to 8 weeks from now. All right, that's it for me. Thank you for joining me, and use stop losses.